Hello students, welcome to the academia. Today our topic is large intestine. The large intestine is also known as colon. In our discussion about digestive system, we have gone through the different parts of this system. The digestive system or the alimentary system is the biggest system of our body. It starts from mouth, ends in anus. The whole GIT, that is gastrointestinal tract, is divided in various organs, and the colon is the distal part of the GIT. It extends from cecum to the anal canal. So the last elongated part of our GIT is colon. Anatomically, the colon can be divided into ascending, transverse, descending, and sigmoid part. In the diagram we can see it that the parts ascending, transverse, descending and sigmoid. It averages 150 centimeter in length. The colon averages 150 centimeter in length. The large intestine can easily be distinguished from the small intestine by tinea coli. Tinea coli is the three thickened bands of longitudinal muscle which is present in large intestine but absent in small intestine. The circulations of its walls between the tinea called haustra. Appendices, epiploicy, the small pouches of omentum filled with fat, and the much greater caliber. When we compare the large and small intestine, so we found that the large intestine having greater caliber but shorter length comparing with the small intestine. The diameter of large intestine is also greater, about 10 centimeter at its first 1 to 1.5 meters, and thereafter it diminishes. Now the parts of large intestine. It comprises of cecum, which is the first part, then the whole colon, and last the rectum. Now one by one I will discuss the parts. First of all cecum, then colon and the rectum. The cecum is the blind sac which has the length of about 0.7 meter and the diameter of about 12 centimeter. In the diagram we can see the structure of cecum. The capacity is about 7 to 8 liters. It is attached to the proximal loop of colon. The caudal blind end is known as apex, which is extended up to the right side of the pelvic inlet. So the first part of the large intestine is colon. Cecum. Moving to the colon. In the diagram, we found the ascending part, which is called ascending colon, which consists of proximal loop, spiral loop and distal loop. The proximal loop is situated at the chordodorsal portion of the right side of the abdominal cavity. The spiral loop is continuous with the proximal loop. The distal loop continuous with the transverse colon. Next, the transverse colon, we see that it passes from the right to left around the cranial mesenteric artery. The descending colon runs caudally, curves near the pelvic inlet and becomes continuous with the rectum. In the diagram, the parts we can found. The next is the part called rectum, and these are the features we found in the rectum. The large intestine is the large bowl, and the water is absorbed here and the remaining waste material is stored in the rectum as feces before being removed by defecation. The colon is the longest portion of the large intestine, which I have already shown you. In humans, the large intestine begins in the right iliac region of the pelvis, just at or below the waist, where it is joined to the end of the small intestine at the cecum, which also I have shown you. So here are some important terms like tinea coli, which are the three bands of smooth muscle. Generally in the intestine the smooth muscles are present, but it is only present in the large intestine. Haustra, which are the bulges caused by the contraction of tinea coli, and epiploic appendages, which are the small fat accumulations on the viscera. So these three things are present in large intestine, which differentiate it from small intestine. The arterial supply to the colon comes from the branches of superior mesenteric artery and inferior mesenteric artery. It is very important. Flow between these two systems communicates via the marginal artery of the colon that runs parallel to the colon for its entire length. And venous drainage usually mirrors colonic arterial supply, with the inferior mesenteric vein draining into the splenic vein and the superior mesenteric vein joining to the splenic vein to form the hepatic portal vein that enters the liver. So the arterial and venous supply, as these are present in every organ, are similar here also for the large intestine. As well as the lymphatic drainage and nerve supply is equally present. Now we move to the functions of large intestine. So in the function of large intestine, the three primary functions are absorbing water and electrolytes. So absorption is the most important function, then producing and absorbing vitamins, forming and propelling feces towards the rectum. The large intestine, actually in case of absorption, it absorbs water and any remaining absorbable nutrient from the food, and from the food we know that maximum amount nutrients are absorbed before it's sent for the feces. The colon absorbs vitamins and vitamins which are created by the colonic bacteria. the vitamins like thiamine, then riboflavin, vitamin K, etc. It also compacts the feces and stored the fecal matter in the rectum. And the large intestine also secrete K plus and Cl minus. So they also help in the balancing or secretion of the electrolytes. The chloride secretion increases in cystic fibrosis. If the person suffering from cystic fibrosis, that is it is a condition or disorder when the chloride secretion increases by the large intestine. The appendix, which is the last part, contains a small amount of mucosa associated lymphoid tissue which gives the appendix a undetermined role in immunity. The appendix is known to be important in the fetal life as it contains the endocrine cells, but after that it present as a vestigial organ which have no function, but if it is attacked by the bacteria or cause infection, then it causes pain, and then we can have to remove it, and this appendix removal is a very common type of operation. So in today's video we have seen the structure, the physiology of large intestine and its function. Now one most important thing is the gut flora. What is that? So gut flora. Large intestine houses 700 species of bacteria, and not only that, the fungi, protozoa, archaea, different type of things constitute the gut microflora. The microbes in the human gut often number in the vicinity of 100 trillion. So the number of gut microflora is 100 trillion. Can you imagine? And can weight around 200 grams. The mass of mostly symbiotic microorganisms, and the large intestine absorbs some of the products formed by the bacteria inhabiting the region. Undigested polysaccharides are metabolized to short chain fatty acid by the bacteria in the large intestine and absorbed by the passive diffusion. So maximum absorption occur due to the presence of this gut microfloras. The bacteria also produce large amounts of vitamins, as I have already told you, vitamin K, biotin, etc. And they help in the immunity of our body. An individual who depends on absorption of vitamin formed by the bacteria in the large intestine may become vitamin deficient if treated with antibiotics, and that's why when we take antibiotic for any kind of disease or disorder, then the doctor as well as prescribes some vitamins and antacids as well. And after any kind of disease or disorder, we after taking so much antibiotics, our gut health become poor because due to the decrease of the bacteria, and then we have to need some for the prevention of the gut microflora, we have to take some other medications also. So this is all about large intestine. And the last and not the least, the gut microflora, which is a very important part of our body, of human body, and they actually boost our immune system. So this is about large intestine and its structure. If you people have any query, question, you can ask or can comment in the comment box. Thank you so much.